So today's very much an assessment day. We'll train today, we've got tomorrow off, Wednesday. They're all available and they're all looking to take part in training, but whether they come through or not, we'll wait and see. But Wednesday will be the call, really.
It's John O'Brien on Wednesday. How has he been since his latest setback?
Yeah, well, it's more positive than we initially feared. Obviously, we'll see how today goes, and more particularly Wednesday. But I think initially we were worried that it was going to be longer than this. But obviously, he's done brilliant, really, to put himself back in the mix. But the one who's really done well on his rehab is Rhys Ruddock. You know, to get him back training again, given the injury, and he's passed all his markers. He's run his best fitness test. His speed's good, so it's a real bonus to get him back in the equation.
So Sean O'Brien, likely you saying, or are you calling it yet, or waiting until now?
Look, I'll let you know.
And what about then Carney and Larmore and Noel Reid? What's the outlook on them? They're a good couple of weeks, are they?
Yeah, they'll be a couple of weeks. I mean, obviously Dave picked up the injury in the game, and he went for a scan this morning. So again, still early days, but the reality is he won't make this week. I think Jordan, we knew about already the third one there, Noel Reid. He got this nasty whack to the eye, so that'll really mark the equation for Sunday.
Stuart, you got some guys back off the Grand Slam winning squad at the weekend, other guys yet to filter in. How difficult is that when you're dealing for such a big game? Ideally, I suppose you'd want to play a few games together as a squad, you'd want to do a lot of work as a squad. You don't have that time, you don't have those games, so how much more difficult is it in preparation? Yeah,
it's the same for both teams. I mean, they had players who came back and played last weekend, against Harlequins. They've got a couple of guys that didn't play, so they could easily figure this week. It's the same for every team. Scarlet's got the same. We're all in the same position. So we were in this stage last year where we came back on the back of a Six Nations. We had a Wasps at home and we had a good win. So we know we can get them back up to speed, but we're pleased it's a Sunday game because it gives us that longer run in. And today's training and Wednesday's training will be critical, really.
Is there a feeling within the camp this is the quarter-final they really wanted a crack at Saracens, especially at home?
I think anyone at home, your ultimate goal in the group stages is to get a home quarter-final, and so we've achieved that. Obviously to play the reigning champions, irrespective of what happened in their group stages, we know we've got an unbelievably difficult challenge coming our way. They're not the champions for nothing. They've got a quality team, not just full of England players, but players who I know who've played for England in the past, such as Brad Barrett, Alex Good, etc., who are quality players, and a whole load of non-English players who are very, very talented. Sean Maitland, Liam Williams, Scott Berger, Scott Britz. The list goes on.
Have they changed? Have they evolved since the last time you met, and if so, how?
Well, obviously I wasn't here when Leinster played them. Obviously I've seen Saracens' evolution for many years now, and they've still got all the fundamentals in place. They're very, very strong defence, very good on the kick chase, great work ethic, great culture, work hard for each other. Their unstructured attack is stepped up, there's no doubt in my mind, and they've got some very good starter players. So, as I say, they haven't become the champions of Europe twice in 2 years for nothing.
And you've got foreign players, that's a good thing, but is there kind of an intangible when you're picking the team, or an untangible, I'm not sure what the word is, but guys who are in form but maybe still carrying a bit of fatigue, maybe carrying a knock, because they're kind of tough decisions to make there?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it plays out, but I say it's the same for both teams. They've had players come on the back of the Six Nations. We had good momentum leading into the Six Nations with Leinster's form. Obviously, we had a setback on Saturday against the Ospreys, and I think Leo said in the press, which was a timely kick up the backside, which it was.
With some of the English players, obviously they've had the poor championship. Eddie Jones probably sent them away, going, look, prove yourselves between now and the end of the season before they have their summer tour. Having worked with some of them, how fired up do you expect them to be after that?
Oh no, you could see it from the performance against Harlequins. I thought Mario Jody was excellent. He deservedly got man of the match. So I think this is a huge game for both teams, and they'll be at their best. Huge amount of respect and regard for Matt McCall and what he's achieved as the director of rugby. Very good coaching team. They'll be very well prepared, and you saw what they did against Munster at the Aviva last year in the semi. Munster were playing really well at the time, but Saracens deserved winners on the day, and obviously deserved to win the final as well.
Usually before a Champions Cup game, you've had a Pro 14 game, which you have had to prepare. But I think everybody's expecting it to be a much different side that went out at the weekend. How different from that regard do you expect it to be this week, given that some of those Six Nations players are only returning this week?
Yeah, I think both Saracens and Leinster will be understanding that this is a completely different level. This is as close as you're going to get to international rugby. It's everything international rugby but name. And as I say, Saracens have not just got a load of England players; they've got a load of players who played international rugby for other countries as well. And you put the two together in a very cohesive team who've won together, they lost together, and created that sense of belief and toughness and resilience that epitomises them. So, it's set up for an absolute classic, really, because the two great teams.
Can you just tell us about the mix between Johnny and Owen Farrell? The way that you just saw the Twickenham game pan out, it's going to be another match. One will have the same scrum half, one will have a different scrum half. Just tell us how you thought that.
Yeah. No, I mean, they're both high quality players. I've coached both of them many times, and they've obviously worked together. They know each other inside out from the Lions, so it'll be a fascinating matchup in that regard. But it goes way beyond one player on each team. It's a 23-man game, and I think that the bench will have a huge part to play. We've got some very good bench players as well, as have they. But it'll be fascinating to see how they both get on.
Are they different or are they the same? To my untrained eye, they're quite similar.
The same mentality, yeah. Same mentality and same drive and competitiveness. Same in terms of their quality. The big focal points of both teams, but they're not the only focal point.
I know you've spoken on injuries just there as well, but just in particular with Dave Kearney, I mean, he worked so hard to get himself back from one injury, and then he's back on the injury bench again. Like, how frustrated is he then this morning?
Yeah, I mean, it's devastating for him really, because he's waited patiently for his opportunity. It's a very competitive position in the back three at Leinster. And he came on and lasted only 10 minutes. So he's tough though. He's tough and he's resilient, and I'm sure he'll be back. But we need to get to the bottom of actually what the injury is before we can get an accurate prediction.
Sexton last week had said he picked up a few knocks in the England game. Obviously, he had a bit of work to do. How's he up and running full swing this week?
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah.